Today we're gonna turn this Rubik's Cube into a Bluetooth speaker. Check it out. I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep it like this with all the colors the same on each side or match up before I started making the speaker, because I'm not too sure if I'm actually gonna be able to move this after I start drilling into it. But I've always wanted to do this, so. And since I don't actually know how to solve one of these, I'm guessing I'm just gonna have to keep it like this for the design. So the plan here is to take the Rubik's Cube and cut a hole in it that actually lets us fit the back end of the speaker, and it has to be the diameter of this back lid, but once this front pushes up against it, it has to sit flush against it. Since I don't have a drill bit that's large enough to drill that large of a hole, and I want it to be a perfect hole so we don't waste too much space on the Rubik's Cube, I'm gonna cut it on my CNC. First, I need to tape up all the sides of this cube because there are so many moving parts. Hopefully this tape holds everything tightly and strong enough together so that it doesn't shift around with the router. Then, I'll hold the cube in place using some clamps with pressure applied from the sides. If you're curious about my milling operation, this is simply a contour milling operation that's cutting a 1 7/8 inch hole from the front to the back. Even though I took this nice and slow, with it milling only a small amount into the cube at a time, the sheer force of the router was causing for a lot of the plastic pieces to fly in all directions. So I'm really happy I taped everything off. So we're about halfway through and this is what it looks like at the inside. That's pretty cool, but because the end mill on the router isn't long enough, I'm actually gonna have to flip it around at this point and drill from the backside as well. Now, lesson learned, this is gonna be the backside of it because all of the colors kind of started cracking and chipping off. So I'm actually gonna add some tape right around the edges and I hope that'll help keep the colors on as I drill through here. Now that one side was already cut halfway through, we were just going to run the same operation on the other side, and my main fear here was that the center parts would get loose and start rattling around and throw everything off, so I watched this operation really closely and was ready to hit the stop button at any moment. Luckily, that did not happen, and you can see here that it cut just enough for me to be able to remove the middle part on my own. So this is what the Rubik's Cube looks like with the entire center carved out. It was a really cool mechanism on the inside. It has all these connection points with springs, and that lets you pull it apart, twist, and now it's outside of the Rubik's Cube. So now I'm gonna add in all these parts I got in from this Rockler single speaker kit that will let me turn this Rubik's Cube into an actual speaker. Because I was having trouble actually fitting this entire thing in this box, which actually ended up being a little bit too small, I had to take off the battery from the speaker. I had to be really careful because these can break and then actually become pretty hazardous. So hopefully I was able to do it gently in one piece, and now we're gonna be able to fit this all together. Now we can take the clamps off and see if it's stuck and see how it looks under all of this tape. Now we've got a Rubik's Cube speaker. Let's see if it actually works.